What if I told you that there is a way to figure out exactly what is going to come up on your exam? Don't believe me? Watch this video and I'm going to prove you wrong. Because I understand, it does sound too good to be true. If you don't know me, my name's Tilly, I got 5 A stars in my A levels, I got majority grade 9s at GCSE, and I kind of guessed what was going to come up on each of my papers. I'm going to tell you how to do this, as well as provide you with my best study tips and tricks every single day until your exam, so be sure to follow me so you don't miss out. Okay, so for GCSEs and for A level, you need to understand that these are standardised exams. You might have seen this term be thrown around a lot. All it means is that every student in the country will take the same exam. But because of that, you have something called the specification. And lucky for you, you have past papers from every year since the exams were a thing. Now, obviously, GCSEs went from A star to G to 9 to 1 between 2017 and 2019, depending on the subject, but maths and English was 2017, and then the majority of the rest of the subjects was 2018, and then after that was just a few stragglers. Why do you need to know this? Because every single year that your subject has been a thing, it will have a past paper. You need to do all of these. Why though? Because if you do all of the past papers, this gives you insights into what is going to come up. For example, in science, you see the same questions come up again and again. You know that likelihood is you're going to have a 1 or a 2 marker or a short mark answer on photosynthesis. But equally, you notice how in some subjects, the same topics don't come up over and over again. But you can use this to your advantage to predict what is going to be on the paper that year. So for example, in English, if there's been a question about guilt in Macbeth last year, are they going to ask that question again this year? No. Or they're incredibly unlikely to. It's probably going to be about a different theme or a different character. And I'm not saying the things that came up last year don't revise. I'm saying it can give you some sort of insight into what's going to come up. And it's how teachers are able to make their predictions. And when you do all of the practice papers, you see the type of different questions that come up for each topic. So let's take maths. Have you ever seen a 6-mark question about percentage changes? No, you haven't, because it's a very simple topic relative to the others in the maths course. The longer answer questions are going to be the most challenging topic because only the best students are going to get them. So this indicates if you want to get this massive chunk of marks, you need to understand the hardest topics on that specification. And luckily for you, you have that specification. They can't ask anything that's not on there. So if you've got an idea of what came up last year, what comes up again and again, what is probably not going to come up, you can make sure you know those things that are of the highest priority. And those topics are going to be worth the most amount of marks. So obviously, you cannot know what questions are going to come up exactly, but you can have a good idea of the topics if you do all of the past papers. And in fact, talk to your teacher about this, because they oftentimes talk amongst themselves in the staff room. They ruminate, they predict and discuss amongst themselves. Join in that conversation. By the way, if you haven't saved this video yet, what are you doing? Comment to stay on Study Talk and follow for more daily study tips.